It's indeed a sad day for the country. It is now confirmed that India's CDS Bipin Rawat, the first CDS, died in that shocking crash that took place earlier today. The Indian Air Force, in a tweet statement, has put out this statement confirming the demise of the first CDS of India, General Bipin Rawat. We know that all throughout the day there have been hectic developments which have been happening in terms of meetings. The Indian Defence Minister, the Indian Army Chief visited the residence of CDS here in Delhi, and it looks like a pall of gloom has descended here in Delhi, where I am standing. In a short while from now, about 20 minutes from now, the Indian Prime Minister will be chairing the CCS, the Cabinet Committee on Security meeting that will be essentially taking stock of what has happened. The Indian Defence Minister is going to address the Parliament tomorrow, giving details of the incident. But this is something that is a tragedy of huge proportion for the country. We know condolences have started to pour in, and we do expect some kind of an announcement by the Indian Home Ministry on the state of mourning. We know that the events of the Indian President who is in Mumbai has been cancelled a short while ago. So essentially it's a tragic day for the country. A court of inquiry has been announced by the Indian Air Force as to why this tragedy happened, but a tragedy that has shocked the country, shocked the forces. He was a person who was much respected both in the services and outside of the services. I myself have personal experience in conversations with him. He has spoken to WION in the past many times. He was a person who spoke at length on many issues and shared his views as well. He was a person who talked about the security challenges of the country. In fact, recently, just 2 days ago, he was at the Parliament. The Parliament session is underway, and before that, last week, he was at the Navy Day event at the Navy Chief's residence as well, where the Indian President was also present in that event. But essentially now we can expect few announcements by the Indian government as to what happens next in terms of the rituals, in terms of the entire process which will take place here in Delhi, because it's expected that his body will be brought here to Delhi. We know the Indian Air Chief has gone to the crash site as well. This was something that came earlier today, and the Indian Defence Minister was quick to brief the Indian Prime Minister as well on what basically transpired. So we do expect an official Indian statement as well, perhaps after the CCS concludes later this evening.
Right, as you're telling us, Siddhant, the Indian Prime Minister will be chairing that CCS meeting in just a short while from now. We do expect further clarity on what happens from here onwards. There is an official statement now that has been put out by the Indian Air Force announcing and declaring this unfortunate piece of news. General Bipin Rawat, India's Chief of Defence Staff, his wife, Mrs Madhulika Rawat, and 11 other persons on board that chopper that crashed earlier this morning in Tamil Nadu, the Indian southern state, have now passed away. An absolutely unfortunate accident. As per the latest that we have at this point, this is the statement. As Siddhant is telling us, we are awaiting further clarity on what happens from here onwards in terms of the rituals. Siddhant, let's also talk about that meeting which is going to be taking place in just a short while from now. It's going to be an unprecedented CCS which is going to be taking place at a time when the announcement of the CDS passing away has just been made. It's going to be an extremely sensitive moment, and the entire country absolutely shaken by this unfortunate piece of news.
Well, yes, the entire country is shell-shocked by this development that has happened today. We know that CCS is a meeting. The Cabinet Committee on Security is a meeting which does not take place often. Whenever it takes place, it is to take stock of a certain development. I remember the last time a major CCS took place was after the Taliban takeover in the month of August. So essentially, this CCS will be, in a sense, remembering the role General Bipin Rawat played in terms of providing his services to the country. And now we are seeing a lot of comments, a lot of tweet statements coming by the Indian political establishment. The Indian Defence Minister has reacted and, of course, put out a tweet statement. The Indian Foreign Minister has also put out a statement. We do expect more such statements coming as the evening descends here in Delhi. But absolutely a state of shock here in Delhi, a pall of sadness here in Delhi, to use the phrase. But essentially, next 2 days we'll see his body being brought back to Delhi, and we can expect a certain kind of the ritual being taking place. Given that he is he's the first CDS of the country. He's a cabinet member, so we do expect a state of mourning to be announced by the Indian government. The flag will be put on half-mast as well, because he was a sitting CDS. So these kind of announcements are expected, but his absence is something truly unthinkable in terms of people engaging with him, whether it's here in the media, whether it's in the defense forces. As the army chief, he was someone who was very interactive, reachable to the media as well, and as the CDS as well, he continued that rapport with the people outside the services as well. He had spoken at various events in past few days, talked about the security challenges India has been facing. But now we do expect that the Indian Prime Minister could also and is expected to soon make some kind of condolences to the Indian CDS Bipin Rawat. But it, of course, is a day which will go in infamy when it comes to India's history, especially the defense history as well, because he was the first CDS, and he has now confirmed that he is now dead in that absolute shocking tragedy.